Today we are discovering the brand MEMO Paris. I have this beautiful discovery set, and then I also have a decant of another perfume I ordered, and then we will also discuss the only full bottle that I have in my collection. So this is the discovery set. I love the details, like the imprinted gold details of the bottles, and I think these are all perfumes that are in here. And then you have all of the perfumes listed with ingredients, which is important, of course. But as you may know now, I like to have like the vibes or main notes on the discovery set as well. And then you open it up and you have all of the perfumes here. It's very minimalistic, because you have this like a map. So on this map there are magical destinations, and it's just very cute, like a very cute idea with this map. It's very mystical and magical looking, but still nothing about the fragrances. But then you get this, and I like it because this is basically a guide of all the perfumes in here, with the perfume bottle, the full bottle, and then like a picture of the vibe, and then also some main notes. Not all notes, but some main notes and what they thought of when thinking about this perfume and when creating the perfume. So this I like a lot. So in here you get 7 perfumes, and they are quite different from each other, but then again, not really. So for me, MEMO Paris is known for their leather perfumes, and for me they have one of the best leather perfumes in the industry. They are so smooth and well made. I'm not the biggest leather fan in general, but they are so refined and I like a lot of them. And then in here you have some of the leather scents, and then you have some more typically feminine scents, and they all smell not alike, but you can definitely tell they are all from the same brand, if you know what I mean. But still, I like some more than I like others. But let's start with my least favorite and then go up to my favorite scent of all of them. So let's start with African leather, which is my least favorite, but still a nice scent. So you have to wait a few seconds, because in the beginning it smells very woody and kind of like anise-like to me, but it is a nice leather scent. And I wrote down, it reminds me a lot of Terre d'Hermès and A Midsummer Dream by Roja. So it has this very strong vetiver, herbal woodiness to it. I would say it's definitely more masculine leaning. I wouldn't wear it myself, but it has a kind of sharpness, something that smells a little bit like medicine or like disinfectant, something like that, mixed in with woods and vetiver. And my husband actually loves it, but he also loves Terre d'Hermès and A Midsummer Dream, but they are not my favorite scent. So that's why it's on the bottom. Also because, as I just told you, I have smelled a lot of perfumes similar to this. So this is not very new and innovative to me, but still nicely made. And the best thing about this is performance and sillage are strong. Then we have Marfa, which is, I think, quite hyped. And this, it's so difficult for me to describe. It's like a tropical scent. Picture this. I was on holiday and I brought my basket bag. And in this bag, I had some sunscreen. And I was on vacation maybe for like 2 to 3 weeks, like a long vacation. So the sunscreen was in my bag for quite a long time. I've used it every day, and some of it spilled on the bottle, and then there was some sand and maybe something like aquatic, like some seawater in the bag as well. And this is what it smells like. Like it is this tropical, beachy, flowery scent. Like it is a floral, but then something powdery comes in, mixed in with all of the other notes, which smells kind of off to me. I have a similar reaction to Terracotta by Guerlain, which is a favorite, I know. But for me, I can't wear it. Something smells off to me. It has this vintagey sunscreen smell to it, which doesn't work with me. However, for a tropical, more summery scent, it has very strong performance and quite a good sillage as well. Quick break because someone called me to discuss the birthday cake of my daughter. So let's continue with Lalibela. This is quite a hyped up fragrance and I was very excited to try it and I like it. But for me, it is quite overhyped. Like I thought it was going to be like a 10 out of 10 for me. Like it's going to blow my mind. However, it is similar to Ylang Gold by M. Mikalev, but more mature and a little bit more vintagey leaning. But it gets more smooth and likable in the dry down. It gets smoother and smoother by the minute. And then I do like it. It's just that the beginning is quite vintagey and it reminds me of something else that I like from the first second on. So that's why it isn't ranked as high, because the other ones that I'm going to present you now are just so much, not so much better, but they are so good that this is ranked quite low. But I have to say, all of the ones that I'm going to talk about now are very much so liked or even loved. And I like it. I like it in the dry down. Now I'm like unsure. Maybe it's going to be in the same place as the next one. Because right now in the dry down, like now comes the dry down. And now it's getting creamier and creamier and I like it. Ylang Gold, if you don't know, is a very much so vacation, tropical type of scent with ylang and coconut and vanilla. And this is quite similar. It has this vanilla-y base and you get the tropical flowers. It has like a coconut milk feeling to it. But then there's like this floral, like a floral powderiness. This is why it's elegant. And it gets smoother and smoother. Oh my god. Now I like it a lot. Oh my god. I'm so unsure. Also, the last time that I tested it, it wasn't as hot as it is today. Like today, it's like 32 degrees Celsius. And this is shining in the heat. Okay, it's going up. The next one in my ranking, which is going to be in the same place as Lalibela, is French Leather, which is a very unique leather scent. I like it a lot. It's very unique. It smells as if you were standing in a forest and you're smelling all of the trees and the bark and the grass and the leaves and maybe some moss. And then there's this slight animalic smell, like if some animal was just like passing you and you can smell it. I had an experience like that in Costa Rica in a forest, and we were walking and then I smelled something and I was telling the guide, I smelled something. What is it? Oh my god, it smells so special and like something I've never smelled before. And he looked at me and he was like, wow, you are actually smelling the wildcat. It's very innovative. It's very special. And then comes a very smooth rose. A similar rose to Portrait of a Lady, but dialed down and not as loud, but just as elegant. And this rose makes the fragrance much more unisex. In the beginning, it's very typically masculine leaning, I would say. And then it gets smoother and more rounded and a little bit more feminine leaning, which is why if you like unisex scents, I would highly suggest smelling this one. It's very beautiful. And now let me smell Lalibela again. See, now I like it a lot. Now it's very much like Ylang Gold. I don't know which one was first, but now this one gets the typical peach yogurt coconut type of scent that I smell when I smell Ylang Gold, which is super creamy and tropical and beachy and beautiful. Yeah, but just the beginning is a little bit to me. And also I do have Ylang Gold. Oh, and also all of the perfumes I just talked about have very good to strong performance and quite good sillage as well. The next one I'm going to smell and talk to you about is called Inle. And when I smelled it, I was like, this reminds me of something very specific. And I had to think about it. And actually, I have to tell you, I just read in a forum, like in a thread, like a perfume thread, that someone said it smells like the oil of Ola's or Olay beauty fluid. Do you remember? Like the big rose kind of fluid? And I do feel like it smells very similar to that one. It's elegant and clean, and it has like some ripe, juicy peach in it. That's what I smell. I don't have the notes in front of me. And let me have a look. Inle has jasmine, mate, and osmanthus. And osmanthus a lot of times has this peachy, creamy type of scent to it. It has similarities to Lalibela. As I said in the beginning, all of the typically feminine leaning perfumes have like a similar thing going on. And this is also kind of peachy, kind of floral, kind of elegant, summery. But then it has quite a sharp jasmine in it. So I have to be in the mood, because I'm not always in the mood for those more sharp jasmines, but it's a beautiful jasmine either way. And also it's more like a jasmine, there's like a jasmine pearl tea that you can get. And I do like to drink that a lot. And it smells a little bit like this tea, like a very delicate jasmine tea scent, mixed with some powdery touches and peaches and florals. It's very elegant. And then I always think of this oil of Olay beauty fluid. This one is the first one where performance is quite good and the sillage is a little bit more weak than the other ones. Next up is Irish Leather, which is one of my favorite leather scents I have ever smelled before. It has leather, juniper berries, and green mate. So they love their mates, which is fine with me because I love mate. And this does smell like mate tea. A lot. It's quite herbal and green, has some spiciness to it. I love juniper berries in scents. It makes the perfume a little bit more edgy and more masculine leaning. And the leather is so smooth, like a very buttery suede leather type of scent. And then there's like this freshness to it, like very fresh and summery and light. It's not like a very deep scent. I associate leathers typically with more deep, sexy date night scents, but this is like an everyday scent that is just smelling very, very good. The performance is very good. The sillage is good. And my favorite in this discovery set is called Sintra. And you can see the juice looks a little bit more dark than the other ones. And this is a scent that you would like if you like scents like Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian or Oriana. It has orange blossom, vanilla, and marshmallow musk. It smells so yummy. It's very addictive smelling. It's something The last time I smelled all of them, in the end, I sprayed this one on my hand and I was smelling it the whole day. It's so, so good. You have to like those orange blossom and marshmallow type of scents. It reminds me a little bit of like an dessert that I had in like an Arabic restaurant, like a Turkish delight, something with orange blossom water mixed into it and some rose water and so a lot of sugar inside, but still elegant and not too heavy. With Love Don't Be Shy or even Oriana, scents like that, sometimes they can be a little bit too much. And this one is also quite strong, so be aware of that when you spray. But it's still dialed down just a little bit. Still, the performance is strong and the sillage is very, very good. It's one of the strongest ones in all of the scents. But also you can see in the juice, like, I think a lot of times if the juice is getting darker, it's because the ingredients are getting stronger and more deep. And I feel like the vanilla is getting so much more strong and sweeter by the day. It's just good. It's nothing groundbreaking, like I've smelled scents like that before, as I said, but still, it's so good. So these were all of the perfumes in the Discovery set. Then, as I said, I ordered a decant of Siwa. This is the 2018 batch. So the story behind me and Siwa is I was in a store smelling all different kinds of MEMO perfumes, and then a friend of mine told me, oh my god, it says something about cereal. And I'm not too sure if it was in French and if it means something else, but when I looked it up on Perfumo, it just says narcissus, heliotrope, freesia, orris, vanilla, cinnamon, sandalwood, frankincense, ginger. So I'm not quite sure where the cereal came from, but this, I had to try it again at home because I was like, oh my god, I'm always searching for something that smells like a cereal. If you have any perfume where you feel like it smells like Fruit Loops or like whatever cereal, please let me know, because I love those type of scents. But still, this has this slight milky, creamy sweetness to it that cereal has. Doesn't matter if it's in there or not. It's definitely a floral. You definitely have to like your yellow florals in general, or florals in general. It has this slight powderiness to it coming from the orris. And then you have a lot of sweetness and creaminess from the sandalwood, frankincense, vanilla makes it very creamy and sweet. And the only thing is, it's a very beautiful scent. I've sprayed it now 3 times. It's gone. This is the one, unfortunately, with the weakest performance and even weaker sillage. Like sillage is just like it's like a skin scent, if so. And the longevity is also, on me, it was maybe like a 2 to 3 hours wear time. But sometimes also if you have like a decant, it is different to the full bottle experience. But that was my experience. But if I would rank it, it would be just based on the scent, quite highly rated because it's a beautiful, creamy, soft, cozy scent. So now onto my only full bottle from MEMO, which is called Sherwood Forest. And this I got in PR. It was a surprise. I didn't know about it and I have never heard of the perfume before. So the experience, if you get a full bottle, is it looks like so. And the perfume looks like so. It's like a plate on here and then a frosted bottle. And then the perfume, it comes out quite strong actually. It's so funny because the last time I smelled it, it was again a lot more cold and it smelled completely different to what it smells like now. Now I get extremely juicy, sour blackcurrant buds. I mean, the buds are not sour, but it's like a sour blackcurrant, if you know what I mean. I get a lot of rose and it has carrot seeds in it. And I have the feeling that I do smell it. It has dried fruits and spices, oak wood. It is quite woody, as the name suggests, but not too much. It's like a very beautiful melange of woody notes and spicy notes. It is kind of creamy because of the florals. And then you have the juicy, fruity blackcurrant in it. So when I smelled it for the first time, I thought, it's a little bit too masculine leaning for me. I think it's better suited for my husband. But now that I smell it in the midst of summer, I feel like it's straight down in the middle, like unisex, 50-50. Everyone can wear it and enjoy it because it has those deeper woody notes, and spices, but then it has those creamy florals and a little bit of fruit, which makes it very unique. I've never smelled something like that. Still, it's not something extremely niche. I wouldn't say it's blind buy worthy, but I can imagine a lot of people would like it because it's something I can imagine wearing as an everyday scent, but it still smells special enough that nobody's going to be like, oh, I've smelled this before, if you know what I mean. So this was my MEMO Paris brand review. Let me know which one is your favorite, your least favorite. Let me know if you have another one from MEMO where you're like, Yasmin, you have to smell this one. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.
Så det går för det. Men det ska vara på natt.